Get the limited edition signed poster by donating $100. Your donations will support the hardworking team who made the UBC a reality. Thank you so much.
How good is your backgammon? Prove yourself by downloading the new Backgammon Galaxy app for free. Play against players from all over the world, get a Galaxy rating, and see how you rank among the stars. See you in the Backgammon Galaxy app.
Subscribe to the Galaxy newsletter and get tournament info, product news, special discounts, community updates, free content, and much more. Book your room for the Backgammon World Championship and Monte Carlo Open. Limited rooms available and only 500 room nights, so hurry up and book now. Join the UBC 2023 Contender Tournament and the Istavder Tournament.
Nick Blazier here. Buy my book. It's available on Amazon now. An intuitive approach to match study. Skip the numbers and the calculations and develop your score feel.
Coming soon. Backgammon Masterclass by Super-Grandmaster Masayuki Mochizuki and Grandmaster Mark Olsen. Subscribe to the Galaxy newsletter to get information about the book launch. Visit the Galaxy shop for luxury backgammon boards and accessories, designed by players for players. New board, Primal, limited edition, only 10 boards made. Order now. Improve your backgammon skills by reading the best books on the market. Available on Amazon. Links in the description below.
What's up, backgammon fans? This is the UBC Final 2022, Mochy versus SANDER. We're heading into match 3. The score is 3-1 to SANDER, and the average PR is dead even at around 2.8. What do you think of the matches so far, Nick?
Yeah, it's easy to feel like it's dead even because of that PR race and the wins, come and go. But with 2 match wins, that's a significant lead for SANDER. Doesn't mean that like Mochy's going to get his fair share through the tournament. So a sizable advantage for him, I think, coming into this match 3 already.
Yeah, it is. It's a great start for SANDER, obviously, being up 3-1. We had a very interesting first game. Second game was also interesting, but maybe not as eventful as the first game, and the PRs were way lower as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting to see what's going to happen here in match 3. If SANDER can even advance that lead he already has, or if Mochy's going to catch up.
Yeah, we haven't had anything really lopsided with the PR or anything like that yet either. Fairly close races in the match even. So some of those are on their way too, right? Most likely. Well, we'll see how this match 3 goes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's get to it, Nick. Let's head into match number 3.
Great.
Are you ready to roll the dice?
Yes, I am.
I love it. The Mochy catchphrase is taking over. Okay. Back here over the board now for match 3. I'm excited.
Looks like you win the PR.
Yeah, looks like. By the way, you're always free to watch the
Oh, interesting. It sounds like Mochy's saying he looked at the match files afterward and looks to be winning the PR, and SANDER not really doing a lot of reviewing his game afterward.
Yeah.
Just letting it be. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would think that it gives you kind of an edge to go and look at the blunders, just to like fine tune your aim, your pattern recognition.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of feedback.
I can see for someone like SANDER too, like that he could worry about over adjusting to that feedback too. Sometimes that's the case. So interesting to hear how players approach it. Opens with a 5-1 this time and a split. Okay.
Oh, Mochy forgot to reset the Tempest clock.
Oh, just play a speed gammon match. That would be fun. Can blow through one. All right, this looks fair. 3-2. Yeah, I guess probably. I don't remember this one, but I know we don't love to play down after the 24-23 split.
Yeah.
Probably lack of options though. This looks like it's going to hit for sure and fight for a high point. And then
I think 2 down was the best play, by the way.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. 2 down, 2 ups actually seems reasonable somehow there too. I don't know.
Yeah, 2 up with 3-2 is just not really any good.
Yeah.
4-3 is slightly better to go 2 up.
This is very interesting. Third roll. I would never consider not hitting at all, but I guess there's good duplication.
Yeah, duplication. 3-1
And this hit
duplication.
isn't so strong. We have a severe lack of sixes afterward, right? There's not really anything we want to play along with it.
Yeah, and Mochi is
Tough find.
ahead by 7 pips, or 13 pips, sorry, after the hitting play. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of blots to leave out in a position where you're leading 13 pips. But tricky, you see Mochi getting tricked here in a third roll
Yeah.
position. Very interesting.
Understandable instinct. We always hit on the high points in general, right? And of course, exceptions to every roll. I think he's going to try again here, though. For
This
sure,
one
we're going to go
is
for
an
this
easy.
one. Yeah.
Or
Oh,
is-
this is an interesting play B. I think for sure we hit on the higher point, but the distribution does look kind of ugly. It's always weird to have 4 checkers on the 8 and 3 on the 6. We prefer to have more loading on the 6 point in the board and everything like that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a major concern. I think it looks pretty nice and backloaded still.
Double threes is going to hit and make the 5 point, I believe. I guess it can anchor too, but it feels more
there's-
important to take the board advantage here.
I think so too. You make the 5 point, of course,
Yeah.
and then you have 1-3 left. And isn't it better to hit loose when you have a better board? Take
Yeah,
away the
double shot
initiative.
too. Yeah, you have more checkers back already. So what's another one?
Yeah.
yeah,
You're down 26
things.
pips.
yeah.
I mean, usually grabbing a strong anchor is better than hitting loose. But this is not just any loose hit. This is actually the battle at the edge of the prime.
Yeah.
Because Mochi's already developing his prime.
Yeah, and we can see they're very close, which indicates that most of the time probably anchoring is right, and this is an exception for all the reasons mentioned. A double shot, so far down, all these things.
Yeah.
So a slight miss there again.
The moment you start developing your prime, then it becomes even more important that you fight for the next point. This is called the battle at the edge of the prime.
This one I think I favor the loose hit in the board,
Good spotted, Nick.
rather than giving up an asset by hitting 8 to 7. Yeah,
XG agrees.
yeah.
Good play by Mochi. Oh,
And a 5-6 fan, okay, so Mochi with the initiative, but still with 5 checkers back, I don't think we're really threatening anything significant yet. And this hits very naturally and can reestablish the point too, why not? Of course, we still want that 20-point anchor long term, so why not just grab that? 6-2 only enters 1, okay.
3-2. Uneventful roll.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we can do with this. I guess we can keep our opponent dancing, but it's very deep to believe the checker, for lack of options, I
right.
guess. And then
That's
we can
right.
just
For
bring
lack of
some
options.
more material into the zone with that 13 to 10. Seems pretty natural play with it as well.
13 to
guess-
10 is quite nice because you get the triple coverage on that blot on your bar point. So now Mochi can pick up that blot next time.
Yeah.
Look, he is considering not hitting down
Yeah.
on the deuce point. It's just so deep, you sacrifice a lot of purity. But
Yeah.
it's the only thing you can do. You know, there's not lack of better options.
Yeah,
And it's quite nice to put 2 checkers on the bar. Of
sure.
course.
2 in, Mochi with initiative still, but really needs to continue the attack somehow. Hitting on the bar is okay, but like hitting covers are probably a little nicer. He's going
this
to think
one.
about just making this point.
okay.
Interesting, okay. Closer than I would have thought, but I thought we just need to keep our opponent dancing with the better board
Yes,
here.
I think so too. I mean, you kind of have established a back game over there in Sander's home board, so he had the permission to go ahead and play bold.
I think this making the rack seems pretty strong here now, but we are under some pressure to get those checkers on the ace point moving.
This is interesting. I think I would also lean towards this play. Of course, 5-3 is a better back game than a 1-5 back game, but at least the ace point, the 24 point, currently serves as maximum contact. So I'm not in a rush to step up with my rear anchor here.
Yeah.
I want to
I
leave
would-
the back checkers as they are.
I would never think about covering the deuce instead.
Yeah, that's weird.
This is fascinating, yeah.
I guess there is some contact in the immediate sequence here that wants you to go for immediate strength rather than future strength.
Wow, nice find by Mochi there.
Wow,
It just
yeah,
feels
yeah,
like
yeah.
such a long-term improvement to have the 4 point instead. I'd rather be hit on the deuce and just keep the rack, really, but finds a slightly better tactical play there. Very interesting.
Super play by Mochi. I wonder what he's typing in his notebook there.
What on earth do we do with this? We have to leave one blot and a double shot almost no matter what. Or we can leave 2 blots, I guess. Oh,
What an annoying roll, huh?
yeah, I guess
Yeah, start the
that's
7.
why. Sure. The 18, 17, 8 to 6 was the first that I noticed, but we can just create a new blot in maybe a better place. Okay. Guess that
Yes.
seems fine. Yeah.
And then, I mean, getting hit with a deuce is not that bad because then Mochi has to break the golden point to hit.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting hit with a 6 really sucks because then you get to mobilize the checkers on Sanders 1 point with a hit.
We ruin our distribution when we play 18, 17, 8 to 6 as well. So this
Yes, that's
keeps
a
it-
terrible
yeah.
distribution play. So at least this one we slot a good point.
Good
Oh,
find
he
with a
aces.
weak roll. Yeah. 5-3. It seems like the 10 points next to go, or the 24. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. It seems quite
Good
fine.
play. Yeah, good play,
Yeah.
Mochi. The pip count is very close, so it's too much to have 4 back checkers. You
Yeah.
need to go out, fight for mobility.
Yeah, we tend to come off that ace-deuce game as quickly as possible. So now he's starting to have a decision if he wants the contact or not. I think it's still benefiting him, but it's a close race. We're going to need to mobilize that checker on the 24 soon.
Yes.
I think he has room for now just to continue on to the 6, though. I don't think he's in a big
Yeah.
rush to get going.
It's not
Yeah.
that bad to play to the 6 point, and you do have immediate rolls here, like 6-5, for instance. He would miss out on a direct shot if he were to step up with the back checker to the 20 point.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was a good play by Mochi, staying back there, even though the race was completely even.
Seems like he has to run this time.
This
It's
time he
just
has
too
to.
nice to land on the midpoint and be ahead in the race and
Yes, he's ahead 6
He's-
pips now.
a set away from winning.
Sanders counting the pips. Of course, he's not going to double.
5-3. This is a little tricky. We can make the 3-point, which is nice for the inevitable contact when we have to leave,
The problem,
but it leaves the distribution a little weak. Yeah.
yes, exactly. You're
Yeah.
stripping your front end of your structure, and what if you can't play safe with your rear checkers, right? So
Right.
yeah, good
Yeah.
play for Sander.
It's really finding everything this match so far.
Yes,
Not a lot of options with these 4s.
the last 2 4s are a little bit weird.
Well, they're just going to stack it up, aren't they? Wow, I
No.
can't imagine making any of these break
The-
the board kind of
Well,
plays.
the 10 point, if you realize what your game plan is, then the 10 point is a great asset right now. I think it's a pretty big mistake, actually. Okay, it's just a 20 mistake. I thought it would be worse. Because
Well-
it's safe landing for the rear checkers behind it. And Mochi's
But
leading
the
race.
alternatives are so bad.
You
Like
don't
this
need
just
the
looks,
inner board. It's a race.
but it's not good for the race to put a checker on the deuce either, you know? And I don't know.
Fair enough.
This would be a hard one to find for me. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, at least it's savable. You know, you can rectify this inner board
Yeah.
somewhat, but it is a bit ugly. I agree.
Wow.
But good find by Mochi. Good find.
Really surprised to see anyone make that play over the board. I thought he'd probably talk himself out of it and just go with like the natural thing, you know?
I think he realized that this 10 point was a great asset, especially owning the 16 point.
This is going to do it.
You think he has a cube next time? It depends on Sander's roll.
Yeah, 23 pips ahead in the race. It's hard to.
Sander needs to perform here.
If he rolls a lot, then he might have a take, but I think he's going to have a cube no matter what.
Double aces might not be enough.
I don't think so. Yeah, 19 pips is
19.
too much. This contact really is just nothing.
Very little contact here. Yeah, it's super easy for Mochi to clear. Yeah, 19 pips. It's too much. It's a pass. I guess he could take it if it had been 15 pips, maybe 16. 17.
You can add a little bit for the contact, but not
Yeah,
too
exactly,
much. Not like
exactly.
bar point or 5-point holding game.
Yeah,
He's going to let it go. Okay.
good play, both players.
Yeah.
Mochi takes the lead.
So far, Sander not making any mistakes, though. And so leading the PR race pretty decisively in this match so far.
Yeah.
Really good stuff from him.
How good is your Backgammon? Prove yourself by downloading the new Backgammon Galaxy app for free. Play against players from all over the world, get a Galaxy rating, and see how you rank among the stars. See you in the Backgammon Galaxy app.
Shout out to the Backgammon Galaxy app. Remember to go and download it if you haven't already done so. And Sander had a perfect game 1 again. In the previous match, it took him 3 games, I think, before he made his first error. So let's see if he can break that record.
Interesting double fours after the 3-1 blocks the anchoring play. So Sander pretty front loaded, and this is a huge roll to get those back
Wow,
checkers moving
huge
at all.
roll. Yeah.
Yeah,
His
and to make the
position
rack.
just changed from being a blitz formation to actually being a priming formation.
Yeah. And does that
Beautiful.
mean Mochy has to split and clean up here?
Oh, that's interesting because Sander does have 10 in the zone and a stronger inner board, but if he doesn't split, he might get stuck in a priming
I don't
game
think
on
he
the
has
24.
time for anything else, so I think he
Yeah.
just kind of has to. Yeah.
Oh, he has to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, Mochy doesn't want to play a priming battle because now he's the one stuck on the 24 point.
This is an interesting play B, but why not have one last blot, clean something up, and stay linked to your back checker? You can get some returns maybe when you're hit on the bar sometimes, things like this. So small stuff here, but yeah.
This is a big play, getting hit by 6s and 3s, and even
This feels-
5 can hit loose. with
Yeah,
6 to
well,
1.
it's 6s and 1s the other way, so it must not be too many more
Yeah,
shots.
but at least it's just one blot, right?
I think that's the play you make if you're well ahead in the race and expecting to run off your anchor soon anyway, and I think that's not quite, I don't think he's in that much of a timing crunch, and I think he'll find this play as a result.
This play loses less gammons because it's just 2 blots rather than 3. But the other play is actually the double match point play. No, it just changed. Sorry,
plus now, yeah.
plus it changed. It's still the better play in double match point to
Yeah.
just stay on the 18 point and clean up the other blot. You don't want to be loose on both sides of the board at the same time,
Yeah.
especially when you're outboarded. This is a bold play, and we prefer to not make bold plays when we're outboarded. Fair enough. It wasn't a big mistake.
And yeah, this does feel like a pretty clear cube. Huge swing on this next sequence, and going to lose his market by quite a bit when things go well.
Yes.
So I think he'll find this, and Mochy maybe challenged with the take, but I think he can see that when he gets missed, he's even enough in this game, and he can still anchor sometimes, and there's still work to do to escape the 22. So I
Sander
think,
has a powerful blitzing attack
yeah.
potential here with 6s and 3s, can pick up both
Yeah.
blots, 10 men in the zone. And he has a good chunk of prime value as well. It's not as demanding of a lead in the priming game plan, but he does have a
Right.
better prime than Mochy, especially if he just picks up one of the guys. Now
Yeah.
he's priming 2 checkers with a better priming formation.
I'm surprised he's spending so much time to think about this. I will point out too that even though he's behind in the score, I don't think that has any impact on this cube decision almost at all.
Yeah,
Um,
slightly. Maybe
yeah,
like 30, 40 milli points or something, not more than that, right?
Right, but this is probably about the same where we're just square in the center, like
Yeah.
huge double, huge take for normal scores and money as well. It can change on a recube slightly. Then we start to get into like a relevance adjustment. So he
Good
does give
cube.
Mochy a weapon here, or no, I guess not really. Mochy's going to have trouble getting in the recube.
This is a good find by Sander. Strong cube here. He's giving Mochy a decision, but Mochi's not gonna shiver. Clear take.
Right.
Ooh,
Aces. This is not a bad miss.
I guess if you're not hitting, at least you
Yeah.
could roll aces. Yeah.
Puts the checker not at the edge of the prime, gives
Yes.
us a little bit easier time escaping the anchor by advancing into the 21. And a good response from Mochy too to link up and make another priming play. And he's right in this game.
Nice consolidation.
Yeah.
I think Sander should just slot the rear of the prime here. Just play flexibly.
Slot the rear twice. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that seems like a lot of shots.
Yeah. Just slot from the rear.
2-5, 2-6, 1-6.
Sander's playing a containment game here. He must build the prime, so he should play pure and flexible. Yeah, nice play, Sander. Really strong play. So look at Sander still playing at a 0.0, halfway in game 2.
6-3 is awkward. You're
It
just going
is
to play behind twice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, it can
no,
slot?
yeah.
What? Wow.
Because he has to muster up a counterplay. If he dumps 2 behind, this is like, it's almost like giving up. And there's a little bit of 3 duplication as well, because 5-3 and 6-3 builds Sander's 3-point.
3-1 is good also already, I'm sure.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
maybe,
3-1 is
yeah.
Really
Well, it
good.
can
Okay.
clean up the back. I don't know.
I mean,
yeah.
wow, double 6s. I don't begrudge Mochy for making that play. It was a difficult play to make, the slotting play. But now that
Yeah.
we saw it, it felt like a cool play from the computer.
I think the plan here is just simple. I'm expecting to just come around and link up.
Oh, but
have
the
a nice
thing is,
prime.
he
We win every
already-
time.
He shipped the cube. That's the thing, Nick. These
So he
plays,
can go for gammons. Yeah.
when you roll a big double and you have the option between blitzing and running around the corner,
Yeah.
It's often the cube position that determines what the best play is. Cube in the middle, easy play. You run all the way around the corner, get maximize freedom. But if you already given the cube, that's your green light signal for going for attacking the Gammon. Look at the blots in Mochy's board.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a big rush to go for it. He does have blots on board, but still good structure that we can get caught behind. And if we just play around, we're going to have 13 checkers in the zone and still plenty of material outside to gammon with when we close out. And we just win every time here,
He only wins, but the price is that rather than winning 34% gammon, you win 15% gammon. Huge difference in gammons.
I'm surprised it dropped so much,
But risk versus reward, classic Backgammon decision.
This is so interesting. The 24 to 23 seems pretty natural to me, but it risks that many more gammons that we can think about just staying back. Okay.
That's
clearly wins more to see the edge. Yeah.
It is a little bit scary to step up to the 23 point. Can he do anything with this double 4?
This is a bit of a whiff. I guess we can just play down and race now, but I mean, I don't see any reason to go ham and attack here. It just doesn't pay off enough, and Mochy does have a board that can punish.
Oh, it's close. It's really close.
Wow.
Yeah, look at... okay. This is a gammon play, but playing 9 to 5 with the last 4 is also very nice, because how on earth is Mochy going to win that game if Sander just plays 9 to 5?
Yeah, I'm just seeing the 13 to 5 like just down like this. It seems
There's
like
also this one,
the natural winning play now.
That's the double match point play for sure. But look at the difference in gammons between move 1 and move 2.
Wow, it's huge,
Usually Sander's style is to go for gammons in these kinds of positions, but it's the third time in a row where we see him, one in previous match and then 2 times here, where we see him go for the double match point play rather than the gammon kill.
Playing really clean.
Yeah.
5-4, I think, can attack now.
Another decision.
Yeah. This one feels more clear, though. Our opponent can dance. We only give up 4 shots.
Yeah.
We're a lot closer to actually closing out and things like that now,
That's right. That's right. Uh-oh. It's double 6s. Mochy's in trouble. This does have a...
There are a lot of gammons on a closeout here. Currently 26 pips outside.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. That's probably like over 50% gammons?
I think so. It's way over 50, I think. Maybe like 58 or something. I didn't get to see it.
I was thinking 55, but okay.
55. That's a good line. Good line to set the over on. 47.5. Okay.
Yeah, after closeout. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, after closeout. That's right.
Yeah, that's monstrous to enter with an ace and just move any pips along with that now. That'll save a lot of gammons if we can do that. Like maybe 10% on average just entering.
It's really big entering here. It's big because the gammon race is exactly that close. It's every time you get in the 50-50 range of gammons, each little detail can swing the gammon rate 10% in each direction.
Yeah. He's got another wins versus gammons kind of decision here too. Should he slot the back and get ready to attack on the ace and close out? Or should he keep it safe and not even leave the 1-6?
Yeah.
I'm more inclined to play bold here with the blotting board and all these things, and it's just 2 shots, but I don't know. I know that's also my tendency, and I don't play safe there when I'm supposed to either.
This is a little bit of an ugly play by Sander.
It feels a little too deep.
Usually the rule is if you can get the 4th builder, it's worth leaving a fly shot. And that's what Sander could do here. And you had the discount, right? Because there's a blot in Mochy's inner board.
Yeah, 5-3 I think would have been closing out.
Yeah.
Now he's a roll behind that. 4s is a little, I guess shifting must be good, 5-1 to reduce the contact.
5-1, and again he has the choice, do I play safe or do I go for the gammon? And again, because the gammon rate is, no, Sander, the gammon rate is so 50-50-ish, that means that there's a big swing between each play. So, yeah.
How on earth do you leave 3 checkers on the 6 though? I'm never finding that. It looks so odd outside there.
It's not that, this one leaves already a 6-1 and a 5-1. At least the other ones doesn't leave those shots. So it's not that many extra shots. I don't even know if it is more shots.
Yeah, interesting.
And he just lost half a turn.
But 6-4 left in 6-5.
Wow, Mochy hits.
5-4. It had to have left more shots.
Yeah, it probably
it's just
did,
so ugly.
I think it's marginal. It's so big when the gammon race is 50-50, whether you gain half a turn by taking off 1 checker there.
I hear you. And this is 4 checkers off. And we've got it closed out. This
Wow.
seems like a cube. Yeah, but I mean,
4
leading,
checkers
maybe we
off.
have to be a little bit careful. And yeah, so this feels like,
Oh,
I'm sure he knows the money reference is like a small pass, but somehow Sander has to find the marginal take. Well, I guess he doesn't. It's not a big thing at stake, but it's hard to adjust on
yeah.
this recube to playing this out instead.
Oh, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. Oh, Mochi just saved Sander for a lot of headache there by not doubling.
Yeah.
Yeah, small mistake by Mochi. It's such a
Survival.
narrow doubling window, so of course Mochi, I mean, it's an understandable mistake not to double.
Yeah, it's hard to know how much to adjust with the recube.
Okay,
Feels
what
pretty
about now,
potent.
Mochi? Now
Gammons
you
are
have
his way.
3 builders to the 7 point.
This is like barely different.
Well, you have a significantly higher chance of making the 7 point here than you did last
Yeah,
time.
but the equity is like 0.03 difference somehow after
Yeah.
a roll, and like your opponent does nothing. But I'm surprised that he's like, well, I think I'm there now. I feel like
Yeah.
I got right to the line.
It is those little details that matters.
Yeah. It's hard to make too big of a mistake not sending, though, because the position's just not going to change much, no matter what, you know? You're giving your opponent a little bit of a threat to roll an ace-6 and get away with something, or just park on the ace. But usually you can just send this cube later anyway. But he's going to side you now. Okay,
It's a
okay.
good cube by Mochi. He's giving
Let's see if
Sander something to
Sander.
think about.
There's no way you can calculate that last roll as a take and this roll as a pass, though.
No,
so,
it's
so I
narrow.
think he just has some idea about whether he wants to play this out and whether or not the score matters. But this is difficult, you know, and unfortunately, you can't lose too much on this decision. But how do you know here? This is
Yeah,
pretty
you
crazy.
have no idea over the board.
Yeah.
Because if it's just 1% more winning chances, it could be a blunder to pass it, you know.
Yeah.
He does
And he's
pass
going to
it.
let it go. Okay.
Okay,
Good find.
good.
Good find. Yeah.
Yeah, good find. You'd probably say that either way, but good play from both players. Mochi
Yeah.
missing a small recue, but understandably so.
I think that would be my expectation would be that he would tend to pass and not adjust to the score.
Book your room for the Backgammon World Championship and Monte Carlo Open. Limited rooms available and only 500 room nights, so hurry up and book now.
All right, I keep forgetting about the ads. But yeah, I think the default play is to pass there. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta know your reference positions. Cube like a boss chapter
Yeah.
on post late hit gives you great reference positions for those kinds of situations. Double aces.
Nice
by
start
Sander.
for Sander. Mochi returns fire. He's going to have to be more patient with the cube, but he's got a little bit of extra vig going in the Gammons perfectly winning the match. So it's not like a super sensitive score, but can't really afford to give his opponent a chance to recube. So he'll have to be careful about it to be sure. And I think just making 2 points here seems like the default here too. The 10 and the 3.
Yes.
No reason to leave a direct
exactly.
by making the better point. Yeah.
And this has the feature of Mochi being ahead in the race, which means that he's leaning more towards blitzing and racing formations. So it's actually very nice to make the 3 point. You don't need the purity of the 7 point here. It's much better utilization of checkers.
Sander gets to
Heading
anchor
race.
pass. That's huge. And maybe pointing just to take away returns
Yeah.
or to get hit less, even though the 7's probably a better point than the 3 point. I think tactically it's worthwhile to put him in the air.
Definitely, of course. And look at
And he gets a
this.
fan, and now Sander can send the cubes a little bit more aggressively because he's almost never getting recubed.
Yes. This is a
But
funny
is this
score.
enough? Is he
That-
winning this at all?
I think he's winning this, and this is what I usually teach my students. When your opponent dances, that's a trigger of when to double. So if your opponent dances, you glance around the board and you realize that you actually have a better position, double. You know, so that's dancing is a trigger, and I think that's what we're seeing here. It's not a big mistake to double.
Yeah.
It's a slight inaccuracy. It's
I'm thinking
not
of it in
quite
terms of like the opening double threes references where our opponents just split and we put them in the air and they fan. And those tend to be like right in the center. Well, I mean, smallish cubes. So
Yeah.
is this better or worse than that reference? Well, Mochi has the 10 point and the 3 point and a racing lead.
Yes.
And
it's
Sander
worse.
has an extra checker back, But he does have the anchor, which counters a lot of that. So it's hard to weigh it all, but it does feel like he's a little further behind. And
He's
like
further
Mochy has
behind.
more
In the double three
more
opening
counterplay.
blitz, you have 67% winning chances. Here, Sanders down to 60% winning chances. And you have, I believe, it's 24% Gammon wins. Here, Sander has 23% Gammon wins. So it's slightly worse than the double three opening blitz.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense since he doesn't have access as easily to the racing game plan.
But, you know, it's a very small mistake to double here. And if there's the slightest chance that, of course, Mochy's not going to pass this, but you never know when your opponent is going to make a blunder. So always tend to the aggressive side.
My instinct would have been 23 to 20 to get some mobility there because I don't want to strip the midpoint right away. But looks like it's a little better to just bring the material down and go up for that blitz.
Especially the match score here is coming into play, I think, in that checker play.
Yeah,
that's got to be strong. Make the 4-point.
I don't think you adjust your checker play much at all, if at all here.
Why not?
Why would you?
Your Gammon value is higher.
If it is, it's not by too much.
But it is higher. So if it's borderline, I think it's. I mean, we could check it. Maybe somebody, some of our viewers can check it and let us know in the comments. if the match score and the cube in play influences the checker play in that scenario.
It's easy to figure out. With the clear, I think Mochy likes all his front structure and has no room to play anything else, so just getting running is the idea here. 5-6 is awkward. This doesn't really do anything that he wants to do. What's the best we can make of this?
I think you have to slot the deuce point and come out.
I guess the 6 is the problem, so maybe you could play 2 down, but we can just leave the anchor? Ooh, how do you find this?
Tough one to find, because usually we never leave the anchor in the middle game. We never leave the golden point in the middle game. But there's just...
Everything else is just so bad and destructive. Wow.
I mean, I would just play the second play. That would be the play that I would find.
Seems reasonable. I would think about 13-8, 13-7 as a candidate, but it gives up all of the outfield, right?
Yeah, and it gives it all of the outfield, which is very important. It's not something you want to do. And it gives a crucial shot to get hit with a 6 where your opponent gets to liberate his back checker in the process.
So let's think about the Gammon value a little bit, though. So 2 away, 5 away, or sorry, 2 away, 7 away. What's your match equity there? About like 16-ish or something?
Sounds
and
about
so,
right. Yeah.
So the swing there to winning is that he would go to 55% favorite. So 39% is the value of winning. He's still an underdog, so 45%. 16 to 45 would be 29. And then if he wins, then he gets another 10%, right?
I think
it goes from 45 to 55, 43 to 55, so another 12. So it might be less.
Oh, really? That would surprise me.
Yeah.
If that was the case. Okay,
well,
Standard
it's
found
just,
the human play.
The math isn't so intuitive. It starts to matter when it really is getting right up to the match end, but the lead doesn't matter that much especially when it's swinging between like slightly losing to slightly winning.
Okay.
So it seems intuitive to me that they would still be very close to normal. And maybe even the Gammon value is higher it's good for Mochy, but there's not so much difference to 16,
No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just run all the way? Yeah. Nice roll, actually, from Mochy, especially if he gets missed. Oh, he doesn't. Crucial hit by Sander, and the game is wide open again.
Yeah, Gammon value is almost 0.6 for Mochy here, but like 0.562 for Sander. So you should actually favor non-Gammonish plays.
I don't think. I mean, yes, if it elevates Mochy's Gammons, but if it doesn't really elevate Mochy's Gammons and elevate his own Gammons, it sounds counterintuitive to me if Sander's own Gammon wins aren't more valuable than they are for money. But I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, they're like 0.062 more valuable.
Okay.
Yeah.
0.062.
So like negligibly more valuable.
No, because then it goes from 0.5 to 0.56, right?
Right.
That's like a 12%.
4 away, 2 away goes to 1, and then you start
that's a 100% increase. So here we have a 12% increase in our incentive to go for Gammon.
Yeah, which I mean, good luck finding a play that shifts at that score. It's tough.
It's insignificant. 12%. That's
I'll give you
I think that's
15 minutes to find one, and I
I
bet you
think
can.
we just saw one. I think we need to settle this in the chat section. I hope
This
some
is
of
a
our
tricky
viewers
play here. I really don't want to move my 13 at all. That's just where it is, where I want it. But then what do we have
Yeah.
room to do other than break our board otherwise? So
Yeah, he's
maybe
You
I guess
cannot
you could
break
just
it.
play. Why not 13 to 10 and 24 to 23? This actually looks very natural to me.
Yeah, I agree. But
I
that's
guess
too
because he's
big
ahead in the
s-
race and he just wants to clear it, and this is
clear it.
more landing points.
Yeah,
Okay.
could be.
Yeah.
Could be. And now you connect the 12 point with your 6 point, so it's way easier to bring your checkers home. I think that's why.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Get a
key.
nice attacking play there.
Mochy is racing. He's not playing for contact.
I needed to get up anyway to adjust my belt. It's perfect.
Enters, okay. And the spare on the 6 always seems really nice, but maybe actually it's better distribution 12 to 10 here. Interesting.
Nice.
Could be 6s and well, no, 6. I don't know why, but I can just sort of see that we're odd on the outside, and probably there's more flexible plays from here.
Yeah, it's always a little bit weird to have a spare checker on the rearmost point you want to clear, and then a strip point after it.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
just that pattern of getting ready to you're stripping down the rear point so you can clear it.
right, right. This is awkward.
You don't really want to move the checker on the 10 point because it gives that extra
Yeah.
outfield control of 5-3 and 6-2.
I guess breaking the 8 is fine when we've made the deuce point. Doesn't really communicate with any sort of priming ideas, so it's
Yeah.
probably better deployed as a builder for the 4 point and 1 point there anyway.
That's right. I agree.
So sure, we can just give up the 8 and play to the
Look
5.
at the best play, Nick. It's to slot the 7 point
Oh, wow.
because 6s are so good already. So you basically
But he's not that ahead in the race, so it's hard to see this level of desperation.
yeah, it's
You know?
a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. It's kind of like a pseudo back game from SANDER. It's not really a back game, but he does have 2 anchors, so it's not the end of the world if he gets hit. Let's see if SANDER can find this slotting play here. It's very close, as we can see. He knows he's not supposed to touch the checker on the 10 point. Wow, nice play, SANDER.
Wow, what else happens when he gets hit here? This is very interesting.
Yeah, but the 6 is just so powerful anyway because it's Mochy's escaping number. Sometimes he even gains from the extra contact. If he enters on the 24 point, he has a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I guess it's tough for Mochy to get in a recube here, too. Since he's...
Yes, it's very tough, near impossible.
I mean, this is the kind of game where it's going to happen. But,
Not as long as that goalkeeper is down there. It has to go to Gammonless position.
Right.
Then it's true. And this could very easily go to a Gammonless position.
yeah.
That's true.
16% is about, like, probably 3 pips different in the race, so you have to get a little further ahead, but not, like... not all the way to the end of the game. And this is tempting to try to reduce contact and solve the goalkeeper now.
Yeah,
but I think we can do that better with distribution and leaving no fly shots and just playing into the 6. Yeah. Looks
It's
very
too
nice.
much of a nice landing space that if you want to create your structure, if you want to destroy your structure there, is you're giving up a lot of safe landing. This is the natural play, Mochy. I think he realized that it's a little bit too ugly to blitz on the ace point. Also because you don't gain all that much gammons by doing it. It's not exactly a desirable blitz attack.
Well, you might gain wins out of it, actually, because your opponent can enter on the 5 and not have the additional goalkeeper contact.
That's
So I
true.
think that's a big part of the idea. But I
Yes.
think he sees that probably the landing spot of that 3, like you talked about, this is the playing 14 to 6 probably puts more pressure on the back blot than it does to hit it. So if his opponent enters on the deuce, now we have trouble following up, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. And there are some other clearing ideas here too, but I just feel like that the distribution of on the 6 looks so nice. I don't see how we pass
You're
that
kind
up.
of giving your opponent better timing, it feels to me, that if you do the switching play, because he gets to stay on the 2 anchors a little bit longer.
Interesting. That could
Because
result in some interest. Yeah.
Here, if you just don't hit it, you kind of you're squeezing SANDER off one of the 2 anchors, or you're squeezing him off his goalkeeper.
Yeah. I don't feel like that should be too bad for SANDER though. Like these anchors aren't doing a lot of work together.
Yeah.
4-2, I think he should just cover, but he's already worried about that back checker and being attacked and losing a gammon for the match, of course. 4-1, I think we're going to find a save play.
Ugly but safe.
Yeah. So Sander could like Mochi looking likely to win the match point so far, but Sander hanging on to that PR lead in pretty decisive fashion so far too.
Sanders playing incredibly well in
Oh,
this. Oh,
that
look at
is
this.
a
Interesting.
I don't know. Oh, you keep most contact if you go from the other
Yes,
point. Okay, and you
that's
still
right.
challenge with 12.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure I would have figured out to leave either anchor. It looks fairly natural to just leave the 24 point from there, you know?
I think I could have
line your
found the
anchors.
same play as Sander did, but the best play was difficult to find. But I think you nailed it. It's because of that. You have more contact from this
Yeah.
18 point.
3-1. This can just clean up a blot, right?
What else are we gonna do?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, got to respect that 5-point board. It's scary to leave anything for Mochi now. I think this is goalkeeper and not double falcon, right?
That double falcon.
I would imagine that we need the high anchor to prevent
This
being like
was-
6 primed or anything or attacked there. I don't see how the 24 can be more important than the 20. I guess once our opponent rolls a big set and clears, then we wish we had the 24.
No, it's also because of the gaps and the dilly builder on the 3 point. It is a little bit of an awkward structure, but I think the reason why the 20 point is still better is because of the 10 point of Mochi hasn't been cleared yet. So there's actually more contact here. Again,
Yeah.
there's contact in the outfield. But this is a difficult one because you have 3 close plays here. And we're sitting there over the board. I mean, my first instinct was the double falcon, to jump out with 2. Duplicate
Yeah.
aces and just play an ace point game.
Yeah, it just seems like we're giving
play.
up too many gammons at a score that our opponent really likes to win a gammon and things like this, you know? Not that
But-
that's influencing it so much, but
The aces are highly
could be the
duplicated.
difference here.
3-1, 5-1, 6-1, 4-1. They're super duplicated. It's just 2-1 that isn't duplicated of all
Yeah.
of the aces.
this should be a pretty simple hit and continue. It's only 5s that we give up. But it is actually close to just play safe and quiet and not leave any shots at all. Interesting.
Yeah. I would just make this play in a heartbeat.
5-6. So you gonna hop out and avoid being pointed on? Yeah, seems reasonable. Both seem quite reasonable now.
Yeah, you lose more gallons by staying there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Good play, Sander. It's a little bit too dangerous. Mochi's getting close to a recubal. Look at
I was
this.
about to say this is the kind of position as well
Yes.
where as
High
Sander
win chances.
moves freight, your gammons drop quite a bit, but it's quite a bit difficult to lose this game as well, right? I think that just changed quite a bit when he wasn't able to make the 5-point last roll, and he'll have to wait quite a
What
bit
about
now.
this one? Could this be a redouble? No, it
I think
got
this
worse.
is much weaker. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
much weaker. You're right.
yeah.
4-3. Oh,
This-
yeah, it just got ugly. This is here. You see
Well,
why the
last
ace
roll
was-
got ugly, yeah. now we're cashing in on the ugliness now,
Yeah.
right? I think he has to play safe. Wow, I didn't think of breaking the 8 here. I would just stack up the 3 because I don't feel like I'm gaining a lot by keeping the blot outside here.
You gain a builder and flexibility.
Mm,
It's very ugly to stack them up, but it's 0 shots, and
Yeah.
Sander has a dangerous and scary home board. Tough move. I would be tempted to make the flexible play here, but 4 shots out of 36, that is pretty huge because you're probably going to lose more or less all of the games after you get hit.
Yeah. What else changes? Some of our sets are probably going to play kind of strange afterward too, after this play.
But we do see the value of Sander staying on the ace point against an inflexible structure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good contact. You're gonna get
Yeah.
shots. Okay, good
Well,
find by Mochi, by the way.
It
Good
looked
find.
very flexible at the time to me, but it's not proceeded that way.
It was the gaps and the dilly builder on the 3 point.
The dilly bill on the 3 was the start of it, yeah.
Yeah.
3-2 would have played a lot nicer with the flexible play here. I see it now.
Uh-huh.
And now we have to volunteer the indirect anyway, right? We can't.
Oh,
This is
he's
just
looking
way
at,
too much.
he's looking at
Yeah.
it. Oh yeah, you can't just give your opponent a chance to win the game. With a
Yeah,
direct
6
shot.
and ace 5. He can win a lot of gammons when he does it too, and that's like, yeah, more
It's
than a third of
13
the time.
shots. Yeah.
Right.
You're just handing over the win a third of the time, more than a third of the time.
And your work isn't done when you get away with it either,
Yeah.
right? So the open deuce point, so, yeah. I think he can go with some sort of amoeba if he wants. Maybe it doesn't actually help though. We're really
you know,
freezing that
yeah,
stack on the 3.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And but what he could do, he could kill his own 6s here, Sander, and slow down his crunch. But
We'll still have a 1-6 and a 4-6 for sure. So I'm not sure how many of them he can
yes,
kill.
that's the thing. That's the thing. That's
Yeah,
the
and it
thing.
might
So-
actually cause him to come off too. Yeah. So.
But I think that's what Sander's probably thinking about here. That's probably why he's. But
Yeah.
this is a better, good play, Sander. Nice.
Yeah, my instinct would be just starting the point seems nice. The distribution looks really weird when we don't. And
Another
Mochi's
3-6.
stack gets taller. Well, this is easy now. Last time it was complicated. Now we know what our plan is. It's to get them all on the 3-point, right? Man, he wants to think about volunteering the direct 6 again, though. 4-2, ace-5 with it.
Don't
Let's
do
just...
it, Mochi. Sander's even on the brink of crunching. If Sander rolls a
Yeah.
6-5, for instance,
Yeah.
give him a chance to crunch, or double 3, or double 5. Give Sander a chance to crunch. 6-2.
6-2 can hold for 1 roll, yeah.
Holds for 1 roll. Good play by Mochi, by the way.
Now I think he's going to need to run off somewhere from the back.
that's
3-1 clears, beautiful.
Good roll.
But I think he's happy to give up a 5 and just run with 1 here. Yeah, 4 ace
Yeah,
is going to have to split. You can't give up our board. You need to be able to win with the
Are we
contact.
getting into what about the cube, Nick? I mean,
Oh,
oh yeah, look at this. We're in the doubling window.
wow.
Yeah,
I
Sander
guess
has
the gammons
6.
are so unlikely here. That is
Yeah.
hard to find.
Yes,
I don't understand this position of like how often I'm winning or how often I'm winning a gammon.
you're so okay.
3-2.
What about now, Mochi? Now you're.
Now I
better?
feel a little... Oh,
Are you worse?
contact is still tough. 2-1 maybe we can find it. I think we make a point, right? But we could try to get our opponent to enter on the 5. Oh, that is better. Okay. Oh, it doesn't care because we're cashing anyway. In anything.
That's interesting.
So this is a funny cube situation, kind
Yes,
of.
we're cashing regardless.
Yeah.
But does Mochi know that? Probably knows he's up 30 pips in the race before the move.
Does this look strong enough to cash now? I think so.
But what if Sander dances? Could Mochi make the mistake of keep rolling?
Oh.
I think it looks like an easier pass when you just make the deuce point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're getting closer to claim that way. And we should know that even if we somehow close the checker out from here, that we're only winning like slightly over 10% gammon. So it's hard to fight for a gammon here.
It's,
But I think what he's really thinking about is maybe I win the most just by advancing the back checker. And so here actually does look like we've made a big improvement and like we can cash this now.
now
I
it's
think I could find
untakeable.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's impossible to take this cube. Here you're just dead. You know, there's no.
Yeah, we don't
way.
have bad 5s anymore. We've completely fixed that, right? So that was
Yeah.
a huge piece of contact. So I think that must have been part of the hitting play, is that he realizes he can get his opponent off the 24 and not just high on the 20, but also the 23 is a big improvement.
This is such an easy pass for Sander. Just drop it and be down. 7 away,
think
2
so.
away. You
Oh,
have
he didn't make a
16%.
face like it's an easy pass. He made a face like, what is this?
He needs 16% to take Sander, or 16 and a half, or whatever it is. 16, I think.
Yeah. Does he know
And-
that?
He probably knows that, yeah.
He lets it go. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sander remembers these percentages. Like he doesn't
Okay,
have
okay.
formulas or anything, but he remembers more or less.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't remember, he can give you a good estimate just by gut feel. So Mochi's leading 5-0. That's a big lead.
Yeah. Small break.
Yeah.
Commercial break too, I presume.
Coming soon, Backgammon Masterclass by Super-Grandmaster Masayuki Mochizuki and Grandmaster Mark Olsen. Subscribe to the Galaxy newsletter to get information about the book launch.
Yes, guys, you got to subscribe to that newsletter. It's a fantastic newsletter.
Still with that, huh? 2 away, 7 away, huge match lead for Mochi, as we've been saying. 84% favorite to win this game, but we see that 16% happen all the time. Whole bunch of dice
It's
to go.
backgammon.
Yeah.
And both players are playing well, but I would say especially Sander is playing tremendously well at a 1.5 so far.
Can't
3
make a
games in.
mistake. It looks like we haven't seen a blunder yet. That's always frustrating when you lose the PR battle without making any like serious mistake, you know?
Good play, Mochi. Straight up,
Yeah.
straight out of the Backgammon Masterclass book.
7 away, 2 away. Okay. I guess we can roll here.
What
Given
about
that he
2 up?
didn't split.
2 up, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the
Two
biggest
up.
issue that he's got. He's got to get the
Middle,
back checkers
the
working.
Middle Eastern split. Sanders up in the race. He cannot get stuck. Okay. Two up is the second best. It's better.
Oh, 8 to 5
Oh,
is an interesting alternative.
8 to 5
Okay.
is an interesting alternative because you don't want to.
Yeah.
It's actually not that good to split to the 4-point.
No, exactly. That's right where you're going to get. So you get to have the weaker split, and the spare on the 5-point after you've made the 5-point is kind of nice. You know, it'll help you make some blitzing and attacking
Yeah,
plays later.
I think I would have made Sanders play as well, but now that I
Yeah.
see it, it is kind of a clever computer play to play
Yeah.
8 to 5 and just make the minor split.
I think we're all offense here, right? So we're hitting off the edge, and then I'm thinking down with it. But actually, we should
It
split with
seems,
it. That's really interesting. Okay.
yeah, it
That's a
seems
tough find.
little bit, a little bit loose if we want to go down and hit.
Well, it seems loose
This is
to
something
open up our back checkers when we hit 2.
that's
So,
also true. That's also true.
yeah.
Both plays feel slightly loose, and it also feels wrong to play 13 to 3 because you're hitting on the wrong point.
Right.
Ah, yeah, that's a tricky one.
Mochi under a minute now, too, and starting to feel that
Yes.
time pressure
Ooh,
for
45
sure.
seconds.
Yeah.
Sander down
Ooh.
to 3 minutes.
Huge return for Sander. Okay.
I mean, Mochi could get in trouble here. If Sander wins this game, Mochi has to play with very little time left on the clock
If
for
he
the
wins
rest of
this game, it
match.
might be with a simple cube, though. So, but
Yeah,
I'm
but then they have to
surprised
play
actually you
another one.
didn't think about what last game was going to cost. You know, like if you had a cube decision last time on hits, because this is like borderline too good now. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a huge pass. Of course,
Yeah.
Mochi's going to pass it easily. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sander says that too. Thinks he might have missed some cubes
He didn't.
since he's skated almost too good.
He
Yeah.
just lost his market by a tremendous sequence. So
Nick Blazer here. Buy my book. It's available on Amazon now. An intuitive approach to match study. You skip the numbers and the calculations and develop your score feel.
there we go, Nick. Adjusting to match play.
Perfect time for that.
Yes, that's right.
We're right in the middle of it, of these aggressive cubes that Sander needs to find, and Mochi just having to camp on it. Of course, I talk about all these things in my book.
Yeah. What's the match equity here? 6 away, 2 away.
That one, 18 something, isn't it? No.
We're up to. It's got to be more than 18.
I forget all the time. That's
Because
when I
it's
know the
six-
Crawford
it's
one.
16. It's 16% at 7 away, 2 away. So I
Yeah.
think it's like 21 or something like this.
Yeah, I actually talk more in my book about like not having to memorize those kinds of numbers. They don't come up that often. Like just having a feel at the score is way more important. You know,
Uh-huh.
I don't know really why we need to know exactly how much we're winning by. Interesting to slow down. That was wise of him, I think, to look for it. He's got a little bit of advantage, a little bit of Gammon's in the position,
Yeah.
slightly shy, but he's got the right idea. And
Let's
is
see what
Mochi under
Mochi
more priming or attacking pressure here?
That's the key. Yes, let's see.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
priming with the bar point made, and he gets
Yes,
this good distribution,
and the
13
bar-
to 8.
The
Yeah,
bar point and the 5-point made. So good play by Mochi. Exactly. He's
yeah,
responding to the priming threat of Sander by
yeah.
stepping up with his back checker. I think it was the second best play though.
Yeah, a little bit better to play down, but
Yeah.
this is one of those interesting Dirk situations
Good.
where like drawing a cube isn't necessarily a bad thing. He's created something
That's right.
in an
Inefficient.
inefficient decision. Yeah,
Yeah, inefficient cube, forcing an inefficient cube. But nevertheless, it was a great cube by Sander because it's
Yeah.
just he's better off cubing than not cubing because of the market
beautiful
losers.
response for Sander too, making that 8 much stronger than turning it into a blitz on the ace. Of course, this structure is just super strong.
This is exactly the kind of position you want to play in as the trailer here, 6 away, 2 away, because there's gammons in this. It's a priming game,
Ooh.
priming battle.
I think we're leaving the direct 6 here. It's just too strong to make a 5 prime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play pure and efficient. Put your checkers to good use. Put your checkers where they belong.
And man, Mochi's match lead is dwindling quickly here. And Sander not really giving him anything to work with in the PR race, so
Yeah.
it's getting
I'm-
scary.
I'm also worried. Oh no, this is not the right idea, Sander.
Yeah, he wants to think about a gammonish play at the score, but again,
Yeah.
here even it's still like closer to a regular money gammon, like money gammon price than it is for like 4-away, 2-away or something like this.
I think
not really elevated.
For sure, Sander was looking for a way to win a gammon, but he
Right,
realized he
right.
couldn't really find it by making creative plays, so
Mm-hmm.
he made the best and strongest play. Mochi responds with a great 6. I mean, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
little bit worried about Mochi's time bank here because if Sander wins this game, Mochi could get into trouble
Yeah.
with the time bank.
And it's going to be hard for him to take over the PR race with no time to think about plays, too.
Exactly. And
So
Sander
then he's
has
at risk of
2.5
losing
minutes.
the match. Yeah, with like a lock on that. Just running to the 14 seems pretty natural. It looks huge to step out to the 18. But I guess when we don't care about gammons at all, it's actually pretty close.
It's like a contact forcing play. It's a little
Yeah.
bit too big because you do give your opponent a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Now he's going to double hit, which I mean, it's a scary decision for Mochy. He has to do it, of course, because nothing else compares to the double hit. But
It's hard not to spend the deuce stepping up to the edge of the prime, too.
this is
But,
a big swing coming up. Sander, wow, he gets the 5.
Yeah.
And he takes Mochy into the deep waters with less 37 seconds left on the clock.
He might not get a lot of decisions in this game.
But then he has to play the next game, you know. Mochy,
Yeah.
it's a big handicap to be this low on time. 2 minutes.
This is confusing what the most like highest mobility play would be for Sander here. I guess after I hit with a 2, then 13 to 7 seems pretty good. But maybe hitting with the 6 so I don't have to break the midpoint works a little bit better. Yeah, he's going to look back at that. It's just awkward back checker distribution with the 6 somehow.
Yeah, you can, if you hit with a 6, then you can step further up with a deuce, and then you get a double
Right.
shot. Oh, now he gets creative, Sander Lylloff. This is a little bit too much. A bit
Yeah,
of
and
an
he does
overplay. Classic
Finds an
Sander play.
extra, finds an extra 1.5% gammons, and at 4-way, 2-way, that could be enough there. But not at this score, yeah.
Props for creativity, but that was a bit of an overplay
Yeah.
by Sander Lylloff. But you know, that's the kind of plays that he makes, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, double 3, is it? Oh, wow.
Mochi needs
1,
something to
2.
work with. He's hitting 1 for sure, and then does he make the 5-point or does he hit again?
He has to
Which
hit
buys the
because
most
he
time.
wants to win
Yeah.
a priming battle now. And if Sander doesn't liberate back checkers, he's going to have timing troubles.
Yeah, making the 5-point here is huge now.
It's huge.
Not quite, but we gotta. Oh, we can just make the 7. Okay. Yeah.
Step up. Yeah, but it leaves deadly
Yeah.
7 and 8s, but there's
Yeah.
nothing much else to do.
But it does prime both like 4 checkers pretty effectively. So
That's right. It's a tremendous priming point in this position.
there's probably numbers that crack already on this next roll. I don't know what they are yet.
Look at Mochi's clock. Mochi, you have to make a decision. You have 15 seconds left.
You would love to have a lot of time to
13.
think through this one. Yeah.
He finds the best play, but he's down to 13 seconds in the time bank.
Well spent 13 seconds though. That's the place for it, I think. You know.
Oh, yeah, but
more
what
than
if
13.
what if the game? What if the match goes 3 more games?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I think this is just cleaning up, and we're going to see some speed gammon now.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you might not get a more important decision than that last
Oh,
one. 6s is okay,
That's-
almost cracking.
That's bad. That's a poor roll
Yeah.
from Sander.
I think he has to play it safe. There's no reason to leave a deuce to get sent back again. I mean,
might
the
be thinking
outfield
about-
control is the argument, but yeah.
Sander's drinking Red Bull.
Oh yeah.
Product placement.
Oh,
he's
wow,
thinking
he's
about
got-
this one. No.
No.
You got a 5
Yeah.
prime. 5 prime. He should be happy with this 5 prime.
Yeah, I mean, you're not happy. Deuces hit, 6-5 hits when you stay there. So some 6s, maybe you gain a little bit, but how happy are you to have that outfield control?
Yeah, that's what he's thinking about. Should I sacrifice my 5 prime to get outfield control?
Yeah,
The
the
answer is
5
no.
prime just seems like the key to the position to me, too.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Let him crunch. You know, Mochi can roll bad 5s in the
Exactly.
next many rolls.
he doesn't have that much time to roll these 3 6s that he needs. It takes, like, on average, 3 rolls a piece or something like this, a little bit more, and eventually finds the right thing. But easily, Mochi can still crunch in this position.
Oh, that's a good 6 from Mochi. He gets to liberate a checker and preserve outfield control and mobility. Awesome.
Very
6.
big for him.
Sander
And now
needs to do
he's-
the same.
Quite happy to be sitting on a 2 cube in a game like this.
Needs to split the back
Some
checkers here, Sander.
chances. Yeah, I think you're
Needs-
right. I
no,
mean, he
you
does
need to
get some
split-
distribution over here.
No, you need to split the back checkers. You fight for freedom.
5s would have
I
played a
didn't
lot
like-
better.
I really didn't like Sander's play there. 55 millipoint mistake. Okay, so what is he gonna do now?
And the PR race is getting reasonably
Yeah.
close here.
And Sander's getting low on time as well, 55 seconds.
Under a minute, yeah, wow.
But 50.
Evans-
Whoa! Huge swing. Huge
Yeah.
roll from Mochi. Now all of a sudden, Mochi's leading the position. Oh, terrible roll.
Yeah,
Bad for
I was about to
timing.
say that, like, a little better timing for Sander in the outfield, but if Mochy can roll a 6, it's just lights out. If not, then we've got something to play with. I don't think slotting the front helps here, so I think we just get rid of the back, yeah.
Yeah, because you have no, because you gave up your 6 prime.
Yeah,
So that's not the right idea. But I mean, over the board,
probably
I make
cleans up
blunders.
very nicely.
I make plenty of blunders in priming battles, so who am I to
Ooh.
judge? But it was the wrong idea from Mochy.
That 5-4 was ugly.
Oh, Sander survives.
3 ace can't clean up.
That was a very close call by Sander. He has to produce here. He does produce. He's
Ace
alive.
is something.
He's
Yeah.
fighting.
I think Mochy's still doing fine in this game, but we're priming that.
Okay.
Ooh, off the anchor for sure, right?
Yeah. Keep the 5 prime. But Sander
Yeah.
has some outs here.
Some slime, yep.
Some slime. Look at this play, the double.
Oh,
hit.
has to go for it. Of course, you don't care about a gammon. This is like a DMP play.
You could
So I
even
think
win
we
the
find
gammon.
this for sure.
Yeah, and you can win the gammon by double hitting.
Yeah, we have to.
I'll bet
Everything
you that
else gives
Sander's
up
gonna
structure.
Sander's gonna find the play for sure.
I think so too. Yeah.
Good play, Sander. Okay, Mochy hits,
Ace
but the wrong
huge
checker.
for Mochy.
Yeah.
I
Get
think
an
he's still
advance.
happier to do that. Yeah.
Sander has to find a
Ooh.
way.
The threes are so bad. Are we just like?
Tricky play by Sander. I like it, you know. I
Yeah.
like that play.
I was already starting to think about
Is
4
that
to 8,
double
kind of like
sixes?
how desperate am I?
Double sixes. That's a huge roll. He can make the ace point 2 on the bar. That's a wow. Sander could win a gammon here.
Wow.
What a joker that was. Wow. Mochi needs to perform. Mochi fans.
Still a
I
long
think
way
Sander's
from
a
covering.
favorite. I think, okay, that's not a great roll by Sander. Sander's a favorite now, 56% winning chances. He was all the way down to 18% or something like this.
The lift's pretty automatically too. It's just too much
Yeah.
risk to leave it there. Okay, and we're just going to keep our opponent dancing and try to buy
You're
time
up
to
in
run
the
around.
race, and you need to pick up that second blot.
Ooh, 5s is too fast.
It's a
Really
little bit
needs
too
an ace and a
fast.
6 quickly.
But it's at least you pick up the third blot.
Yeah, but that's not worth. Now it's just Mochi's
Yeah.
happy to have the time in the priming. You
It's
know.
a good 6. Yeah, it takes on average 5.6 rolls to get free with that back checker behind the 5 prime, 1 pip away from daylight. That's the probability tables from Cube Like a Boss. Oh, sorry, from Basics of Badass.
Ace is a huge step up, and he gets that on the first roll before he cracks, and now he just needs the 6 right away to be in the
Yes,
driver's seat.
Exactly. Now it takes 3.1.
Mochi can roll a 6 quickly. He's doing great.
3.1 rolls on average.
Oh.
It does it in the first shake again.
Easy.
6-5. This is crazy.
Well, he leaves a return shot from the bar.
That would be too crazy. There's a lot
Need
of
like a
gammon
5-1. Yeah, there we go.
Chase the gammon, Sander. No, he's playing it. He's playing it correctly.
Yeah.
He's playing it the right way. Mochi is down to 13 seconds. Sander 38 seconds. Wow.
Ooh, I think we should hit it and go.
think
We
we
can
should
win a
hit it.
backgammon for
That's
the match.
right.
That's super relevant.
4.2% backgammon. Of course you gotta hit it.
Wow, look how much more you can win by finding some safe play, but there's just a ton of gammons and backgammons at risk, yeah.
Sander burned, what was it, 6 seconds in his time bank.
Wow, what a huge swing this would be if he won the match on this game and got another 2 points to be ahead 5-1 in the race to 12.
Double 6.
Oh, that's huge. Needs to dodge a 4 here now.
Horrible roll. Mochi really needs to perform. Mochi needs to roll a 4.
Yeah.
Oh, it's spinning. Oh, it's
6 what?
spinning. His clock is
Gonna hit
ticking
the
as
wall
well.
and fall out.
His clock is ticking. 6-5.
Brutal.
Can I blow?
Mochi lost 2 seconds on the clock, or 3 seconds on the clock. Sander wanted to blow his dice just to help him.
Oh, he's going to keep the backgammon save decisions? Is that, or no, did he get a perfect crossover? Yeah. Okay. So we can still save
No
the gammon,
backgammons.
technically.
Can he?
Well, you said, I think I heard you say that the rules are that if they have like a resignable gammon, then they should just do it.
Yeah, so if he doesn't roll double 6s here, or something with that gains 3 crossovers, yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
that's a gammon resign. That's the gentleman rule.
All right. So still a pretty decisive lead in the PR contest for Sander. Going to need a lot
Yes.
from Mochi, or Mochi's going to need a lot from Sander, like 2 blunders to get back in it.
Don't you think a single blunder can do?
It doesn't, well, not in the raw equity, that's for sure. It would have to be like a pretty big one, like
Yeah.
Join the UBC 2023 Contender Tournament and the Istavder Tournament.
Yes, shout out to the Istavder tournament and the UBC Contender tournament. Masters are now allowed, not just Grandmasters, but Masters can also participate and compete at the UBC Contender tournament in Istanbul in April.
You want hits? I'm surprised neither of them has sent the cube yet, since we always have an optional
Mochy.
theoretically correct double at two-way.
Yeah, I think he
Duplicates the
found
4. I like that
best
play.
one. I think he found the best one.
Reasonable. Could
Nope,
make a board
it
point
wasn't.
too.
That was
Yeah.
a mistake by Mochy. wasn't the
4-2
best one.
leaves some decisions. It can hit twice. Is that the idea? It's not going to anchor after hitting,
I think it's
is
better
it?
to hit twice. I think it's better to hit
Yeah.
twice, but we need
Wow,
Sign
okay.
to keep up here. Use the hint.
Speed
button,
gammon
Sign.
makes it tough.
Yeah, good play by Sander. He's
Wow,
hitting
nice fight.
twice.
And still neither of them has sent the cube. So, like, I mean, you're getting some decisions in this format,
Yes.
but
Oh,
I
what
mean,
is this?
clearly always fine to send it.
16
Covering
to
looks
4.
nice this far ahead.
16 to 4. Sander's time is
Yeah.
ticking. 1, 2, 1. Come on, Sander, cover it. 16 to 4. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
There we go.
Good. He found it, but he burned some seconds. Mochi's gonna
Sander's still
anchor.
thinking that he doesn't have any market loss, apparently. So I guess 13 to 8 feels better. Interesting. I would have been
There
way
it
off.
comes.
Okay.
Look at the lazy
Sends
cube.
it. And does Mochy still win a third of these games? Sure. So he gets to
course.
take. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we have a double match point at our hand. 10 seconds left to Mochy, 19 seconds left to Sander.
And no reason to time him. Why not just work on our prime and get checkers
Wow.
closer to home?
Great play
Landing
by
points.
Sander.
Yeah.
Great play. And
We don't
what a
really
nice
care if they
roll it
make
was.
the 3-point either. Yep.
You don't
So-
care much. Look at the play. Mochi is supposed to slot the 5-point and the 7-point. Having 3 points slotted, that's how
Nice,
pure you
yeah.
should play in back games.
Yep. It's his best chance to win. He can't win on the race or containing this checker, really. So the point now isn't so important. Now it is. Now he's
Now
got
we
some real
can-
forward chances. Yeah.
Yes. Now we can win a forward game.
4-3 probably just going to hop out for that reason. Sander just wants to preserve his front position while he escapes the back checker.
Put your blots in front of strip points in the outfield.
What is this to do? I think it gives up the 8. That would be what I
Yeah.
found. That's tough.
Okay.
I'm not ready to give up a back point yet.
And interestingly enough, running off the 22-point anchor was also a reasonable candidate.
Yeah, that's a hard find.
Yeah, that's the butterfly anchor.
Just going to advance here. And he's down to 19 seconds now, too. Wow. A lot of
Yes.
time pressure on this game.
5-4.
5-4 can't hit, so I think it's
think-
just going to release the mid next, right?
No, I think you liberate the butterfly, or you
Really?
release the butterfly. Yes, the what do you call the pupae, or the what do you call that, cocoon or whatever turns into a butterfly.
Okay.
That's what happened there.
I would have taken the 4-point board. Seems pretty nice.
If you do that, then you kind of get stuck. Your position breaks over in 2. You have a lot of back checkers, and then you break over in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's typically not the right pattern. You increase your
Sure.
punching chance a lot when that happens.
The midpoint, very important, is like a last-minute timing bank in
Yes,
that game, for sure.
it is.
He might increase contact by pointing on head here, so I think this is a very
That's
nice
a
play
good
to
play.
not. Yeah,
Good play,
well
Sander,
done.
and speed. Very
Yeah.
good play. Very good play.
11 in 10 seconds, okay.
Yes, that was a big trap.
Making the 8 is useful here, so sure. Okay, 2 down, fine. It's part of the prime right now, so I like his play. And can continue to not
Wow,
attack
Sander's
on the
a big
22.
favorite now. Imagine if Sander takes another 2 points here,
Ooh,
and it
yeah,
sure looks like it.
yep.
Oh,
Think-
Mochi needs to perform with the dice.
Bar point looks very nice. I like his play there. Needs to get a shot, some sort of awkward 6. 6-2 can make the point.
Yeah,
Next 6 not so awkward.
gives Sander some pick and pass numbers next time after making the deuce point.
Maybe 6-4 is the only really awkward number that I see now.
But 6-4 can still be played 2 from the 8.
Yeah,
Deuces. Wow. Yeah, just strip the 8 point. Be ready to clear from the rear. 9, 8, 8 seconds left on the clock.
It'd be amazing to see our first match lost on time in the UBC.
Yes.
I hope not. That's for sure. I
Let's
think
hope
we
it does
need all
not.
our back checkers. Yeah, 7 to 8 seems like the play. Wow, they're close though. That's
Close
hard.
play.
decision.
Wow, the right play was running from the 20 point.
6-1 clears from the rear. I'll lose on time due to spinning die on checker. How about that? What's the line on that?
We almost had it. Aces.
Aces.
Interesting.
Oh, now we can reduce contact by
Ah,
shifting.
but we can also
Is it
just
worth it, though?
clear. I think we
Yeah,
should
I
clear.
think we just start bearing off.
Okay,
Wow,
clear
it's a little
play.
bit better.
It's a clear play to switch. Aha, interesting.
Wow.
I might have made a blunder here if it was speed gammon.
That's hard, yeah. And it
That was
works.
a hard play.
He's reduced the contact zone significantly with that play. So very good improvement for him, but rolls a 2, so can't clear the point quite yet.
Oh, this is like what is it? 90% winning chances for Sander or something like this? Maybe more.
Somehow Sander, after thinking about that aces, is down to 5 seconds on the clock now.
Wow. Yeah.
So has no margin for spinning dice or anything like this.
No. And he's up to, I think, 97% winning chances now.
Oof, yeah.
Wow, it looks like a 2-point win for Sander. He could be ahead by
Wow.
5-1 after the first 3 matches.
That's huge.
That is huge. But we've seen Mochy make a comeback
Right.
in the past years, especially against Hideaki Ueda.
We've seen Mochy set himself up to need a comeback a little too often too, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I think Mochy played another good match here, and his average PR
Yeah.
is below 2.8 if this PR holds. So, I mean, he's playing well, Mochy.
Yeah.
But Sanders
2.8 is, I guess, not what he would hope for his average by the end.
No.
So maybe not great for him. But this match is surprising to see, like, no blunders, no mistakes over 0.8.
No
And somehow they're
blunders.
still up in like the 1s and 2s range, you know? That's hard to do better than no blunders.
Definitely. I mean, this is, and then we even got to play speed gammon here at the end with no
Right.
time bank left. I mean, this is tremendous level of backgammon that we're seeing here from both players, and especially Sander. Look at this PR, man! Another
incredible match so
blunderless
far.
match.
Another
Wow.
high pressure match.
Wow.
And that looks like, we'll see on plus results, but it looks like it's going to be 5-1 for Sander.
Yeah, that's not
Kick
gonna
this off in
switch.
3 matches. This is a huge start. That's like quite the deficit. And every time we get to these UBC finals, I can't imagine Mochy possibly losing it, right? But here we are, where it like looks like, how would you not bet on Sander?
Yeah, Sander's gonna be a big favorite now.
Yeah.
Let's look at the average PRs. 2.41 for Sander, 2.66 for Mochy.
Amazing stuff. Yeah. And we see it confirmed there. Wow.
That was an exciting match, huh? Low on time, both players, and Sander taking another 2-point win. What do you think about
Yeah.
this, Nick?
Unbelievable. 3-0 in the match wins too, right? Mochy got all the way to 84% favorite to win that match, I think. Maybe better at some point, I'm not sure. And just can't close it out. Right? So tough for him.
It's very tough for Mochy because Mochy has been playing good, not quite the Mochy level that we know him know him to play, but he's still been playing good. He's playing was it 2.7 PR? No,
Yeah.
2.6 or something like this, and he's got 1 point out of 6 possible points so far after 3 matches.
Man, Sander in the zone on that last match, though, like really struggling to find any mistakes, finding really sharp, difficult plays, and like felt like some A-game stuff,
Yeah.
Didn't feel like he got hit with any too much of like the really intricate theory and just all like really strategic decision making. He was on top of it all match.
There was some
Yeah.
traps along the way, but he just didn't fall into them. He just
Right.
averted all blunder potential, and he played beautifully well, I must
Yeah.
say.
Amazing stuff.
Yes, and I think something that was interesting about this match was the time management. It might be something that, first of all, it's very exciting for us to see when they get low on time, cheering that you're making lines on whether we finally see a UBC match being lost on time. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but it does stress the players and force them to come up with, plays like with no time to think. And we
Right.
saw them perform at a world-class level in this match.
Yeah. There's a lot that can happen with the clock too that people don't like. I hear people talk about, well, you can always play speed gammon with 1 second left on the clock. But what if that like stupid dice rolling on the checker thing happens? Like some disaster can happen and you can just run out of time. Like you can't. So I don't know. I've always in
Yes.
my head had like a minimum of time that I'm allowed, like would allow myself to get down to.
Yes,
Just in
exactly.
case. So I have to work with things like that.
And
but
you roll a double 4 and there's like 120 different combinations, and you miscount the first one, you have to move it back, and then lost on time. Too bad.
Exactly,
You shouldn't
yeah.
allow yourself to get down to 1 second. I think 5
Yeah.
seconds is probably the limit. You cannot get lower than that. And we
Yeah.
saw both players at the limit there. Of course, there was a little bit of time management at the end because they were playing the double match point. So of course, Sander is going to use his 30 seconds, and he did. But yeah, very exciting stuff to see them play speed gammon like this.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what they come back with tomorrow after all those nerves, and like fourth match now. It could be a tough one to get through clean.
We've seen Mochy do the comebacks. I think he's done it twice, I think, in the UBC finals so far. He's digging himself into a hole, and then he just finds this superhuman level of play, and then grinds his way back. But 5-1, that's a big lead.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
big
huge. Yep. We've come to expect it. Day one syndrome, and then he just comes back and claws his way back into it somehow, playing Super-Grandmaster stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if we can bring that back tomorrow.
Yes, we'll see. So thanks a lot to our sponsors, Backgammon Galaxy, of course, and our co-sponsor, FM Gammon, who's also hosting the big Istavder annual festival tournament in Istanbul in late April. And that's going to be in conjunction with UBC. UBC Contender tournament this year is also allowing masters to participate. So I think we're going to see much more players, and it's going to be a very strong and tough and fun competition. So be sure to book your travels and register in good time. Then we're going to have the Grandmaster analysis videos by Grandmaster Mochy. So make sure that you subscribe to the Backgammon Galaxy channel so you get the notification. He's going to do this on all the UBC final matches, and that's a lot of fun, and it has been a lot of fun so far. Also, a big shout out to the upcoming new book, Masterclass, by myself and Super-Grandmaster Mochy. The first time ever Mochy put something into writing. So that's super exciting. We're very hyped about this book. And a shout out to the new Backgammon Galaxy mobile app. Make sure you download it so you have it on your phone so you can play on the bus or when you're whatever. It's a great app, and we're improving it week by week, and it's just getting better and better. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. And Nick, you want to give your shout outs here at the end?
Yeah, I have my book, Adjusting to Match Play, out there. We got into some technical stuff in this one at two-way and talking a lot about like gammon values and prices and things like that. But I really think it can be a lot simpler than that. And I hope I laid out an approach where you can feel comfortable at those scores with what play you need to make and any adjustments if not, and when to just play your normal backgammon. So super useful and available on Amazon now. And come on over to my YouTube channel if you want to see position analysis as every Monday and Thursday, and interviews I've been doing every Friday. So a lot coming out there. So subscribe for updates on that too. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow, where we'll be back with match number 4.
Hello guys, are you ready to roll the dice? Now we have the UBC Master Analysis by Michihito Kageyama. I picked up one position from today's match. White rolled 6-3. The score is 1-0 for White, and White is holding 2Q. How do you play this 6-3? So over the board, Mochy chose 8-2 and 6-3. However, let's check the opponent's side of the board. White has only one single back checker. I call this situation solo stage. And Black already made a strong 4 prime, and he's trying to extend it into 5 prime, 6 prime. Solo stage has a weakness against the prime because we cannot stop the opponent prime moving forward. And I can say White is losing the game. That's why White should play aggressively. 13-7, 6-3. To counter the opponent prime, make your own prime is the best way. That's why this board play is better by 80. The difference is not small. But you might afraid that I don't want to get hit with a 3. But as I mentioned, if we have 2 back checkers, then we might make the anchor. We might roll 3-2 from the board. Or even 2-1, double 1 are good because we make the anchor and that stops the opponent prime moving forward. Do you like it? Did you get it? Okay, see you tomorrow, guys. Are you ready to roll the dice? Now, I want to introduce you our third book, Backchecker Strategy, written by Roland Herrera and Michihito Kageyama. It describes everything about backchecker. We categorize backchecker formation into 5 groups. We should apply different concepts in each stage. We also put 2 unique ideas, F13 and glued backchecker. I believe this book will boost your backgammon knowledge. My philosophy is the more you understand backgammon, the more you'll enjoy backgammon. Be happy with backgammon.